Hi, everyone. Welcome back again. I'm Leslie Keefe, and here with my friend and colleague Phyllis Keefe. Although we're not sure we're related, but it might be. But we're here to talk about our Heart to Heart event that's coming up in just a couple weeks. And once again, Phyllis at Where Ease is one of our big sponsors for this event. So we wanted to chat with Phyllis a little bit and tell you about Where Ease. Phyllis, thanks so much for being here with me again today.
Thanks, Leslie. It's always great to be with you and get to share all of the Waries info.
Yeah, you just have such wonderful products. And I know that I've said this before, but I mean, I kept a full line of all the various different sizes of several different of your products in my clinic when I was treating lymphedema and lipedema. And I think there is some wonderful things we could tell people about the products that you have.
Thanks, Leslie. I always appreciate your support.
And we appreciate your support of our virtual events, which we'll talk a little bit more about in a little bit. But first, I'd like to, told me that we should highlight one of your particular lines that gives compression to especially the axilla, the armpit. It's on for the trunk. There are various trunk garments. And Gail, if you could pull up that slide that shows those products. Phyllis, can you, you know what? We should talk about the 4Cs first. Because it's kind of like the basis of your company and what you do with all of the various compression garments. So why don't you take this one first, Phyllis, and talk about this?
Sure. So, thinking about the product line that we've developed over the years and putting it down into some key nuggets, it's the 4Cs of Wear Ease. So, comfort was number one, then offering compression. So, we wanted comfortable garments that give you compression that you'll want to wear. And in addition to that, one we added was containment. Containment is really important in some of the garments, like our capris and shorts. They offer really great containment for the lobules or extra flesh that you might want to hold in. And then the fourth one is compliance. So if you have comfort, compression, and containment, you're going to want to wear the garment, resulting in compliance. And that's what therapists and medical professionals are always looking for, and patients too. So if you have an expensive custom made garment, but it's not comfortable, you don't want to wear it. Therefore, you don't have that compliance. So these are the 4Cs that encompass the goals that we have set out to create for all of our garments.
And I have to say that when I would try a product on my patient, it's almost that they could tell immediately if this felt comfortable, if it was what they needed. That's why I liked having a variety of sizes available. And we put one on, oh, it doesn't seem quite right. It's okay. Let's try this other size. And you have so many size options that I was always able to find the right size, put on the next size, and immediately they would give that sigh of comfort that it was giving them that comfort. I do believe that it's not comfortable. This is really important. If it's not comfortable, it's probably not right for you. Either we need a different style, we need a different size, something else. And I think people think that compression has to be uncomfortable to work. And that is just not the case. And so these 4Cs are super important and should be what governs our selection of a product for a patient.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want the garments to fit too tight. They should not leave a mark on your body. They should fit snug and comfortable. So, like you say, immediately when you put it on, you should feel that relief.
Yes, yes. And I think you've said this before, it almost feels like you're being hugged. And it's that kind of a thing where when something is injured or you've had some kind of trauma or something to a body part, your immediate response is just to grab it and to squeeze. And that's what these garments are doing. They should be giving you comfort. They should not be super hard to get on, and they should not give you pain or even leave marks in you like you're talking about, Phyllis. So this is, thank you for laying it out like this. Now let's show the slide that has all the axilla garments, all the things to give the upper trunk compression. And we were just talking about it shouldn't be hard to get on. And you have such a valuable feature in these upper extremity garments that make it much easier to get on, still have enough compression, but it's not a struggle to get on. Can you talk about that a little bit, Phyllis?
Right. So we go by step in, step out, key 4 words. These garments are easily slid. You slide into them and pull them up. So you slide into them, and then when you're ready to take them off, you slide out of them. So as long as you do that, they're really easy to get on and off, but do not put them on over your head. Right. And if you want to see in action, we have a video on our website that shows a model demonstrating that for you. If you lack mobility, you don't have that balance, you can sit on a chair and put them on same way, sliding it onto your body and sliding it off.
Yeah, because I think everybody can see that it has a pretty wide opening for the head, and that is what allows you to slide these upper extremity, upper body garments up over your hips and then easily pull your arm into each of the sleeves. I think it's just a wonderful feature.
So that on this slide, that applies to the compression tee and the Katie tee, but the Andrea shirt does have a zipper, so right. You don't have to slide that one on. You can zip up.
Yes. Yeah. And so talk about, the different pads that come with these garments and what's the purpose of these garments?
So originally, when we just started the product line, we had created our sleeveless garment, which is the slimmer, which gives you compression for the torso, but it lacked the coverage for the shoulder and the underarm. And so talking to therapists, they suggested adding a sleeve. And the purpose of the sleeve is not to give you compression on the arm, but to improve the coverage of the front of the chest, the axilla, and the back. And so that the compression tee was the first garment we made for that purpose. But then we realized that lots of times the garment doesn't provide everything you need, that you might need a swell spot or chip pad or some other means of increasing that pressure or that fluid movement. So we realized then that we needed to create something, some other options to hold that swell spot in place. So we created the Andrea shirt. The Andrea shirt has the pad sewn in. So you can buy that shirt with a right pad, a left pad, or a pad on either side, or no pads. But you cannot remove that pad once it's sewn in place. So then we've developed the Katie tee, which is a t-shirt that has the pockets built in. So if you look at the blonde here next to Katie tee, you'll see she has a t-shirt on wrong side out. So you can see the pocket, which extends from her lateral chest wall up to her upper underarm and the whole upper arm.
Mm-hmm.
So our thought was that by giving you the pocket, you could put anything you needed to in those pockets, but you'd hold it in place, not losing anything when you're wearing them. But then we had a lot of people asking for something. So then we created the axilla pad style 305. And we designed it with Eleanor's help because they have the technology to make these with the chip foam in the channels of the item. So Eleanor makes these for us, but the only place you can buy one is from Wear Ease. So there are a lot of other things that will fit into those pockets. You can use a SPO6. You might not need a pad that extends the whole length. You could use a round SPO6 or Eleanor's Kimby, which is a kidney shaped SPO8, and or your own foam.
Mm-hmm. And I have to also say that these products also have at least the T, compression T and the KDT, it has a pocket where you can put a breast prosthesis, or you could put a pad that would cover the chest or the breast.
Yeah, the 915 has the pockets for prosthesis. The 918 doesn't. It just
Okay.
the KDT just has the pockets for the
And
pad,
the Andrea
and it does not have pockets.
does not have pockets. Okay, but the Andrea has cups. So, but if you, for instance, had a mastectomy, maybe a bilateral mastectomy, or if you were a guy who needed the compression shirt, then that you also have an option that does not have cups for the breasts, right?
Right. We have the Andrew shirt, which is basically the same shirt, and men wear that. And the inspiration for the Andrea shirt was the woman who had bilateral breast surgery. They wanted compression, not so concerned about reconstruction or wearing forms. They just wanted more compression. And they found that most products, because of their body shape, roll. So they're unable to wear compression bras and our shapewear because they're very flat or concave.
Right.
And then just because of that shape. So we created the Andrea shirt for that body type.
Mm-hmm.
It does work for full figured women. You can see our models that are wearing it are full figured, but it's a better option for the bilateral figure who's just looking for more compression.
Yeah. And one product, one style that we're not showing here is the crop top for patients that don't wish to have coverage that goes over their belly. I really like that one because you get the whole compression on the chest, and you have the short sleeve, so it covers the shoulder and good coverage on the back. So you can imagine this compression tee that stops right at basically your bra band line.
Yeah, it's very trendy now, crop tops are in, but we developed ours. We had a method behind the madness. So the crop top, like Leslyn said, gives you a shorter version if you don't need it on your abdomen and your hips. It also has a band in it, so it offers really good support for a prosthesis in the crop top.
Yes, yeah. I had a lot of patients who like that, and sometimes, particularly when you've just gone through treatment for breast cancer, a lot of times it will send you into early menopause. And if you're having difficulty with hot flashes or night sweats or something because of that, it's nice not to have so much coverage. It's a little bit cooler to just use the crop top. So another great options. You have so many good products, Phyllis.
Thank you, Leslyn.
Let's talk a little bit about your wonderful support of our event, which is coming up really soon. It's coming up in just a couple of weeks virtually. It's our Heart to Heart event, October 27, 28, 29. Phyllis is supporting it once again. And Wear Ease is going to be contributing a bonus for people who register for the Heart to Heart event. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that because this is actually compression and shorts for the lower body. And so, Phyllis, if you could talk just briefly about the compression shorts. And you can see on this slide here that the shorts are on the left and there's some capris on the right. Both wonderful products for someone who needs the support for the lower body. But for this event, she's going to give a wonderful discount for the shorts you see on the left. Can you talk about them a little bit?
Yes. So we have the 614 short and the 614S and the 614L. That's basically the same short, but 3 inches difference in length. You can go to our website and find the sizing and fit guide if you want to see more information about our bottoms. And these come in size small up to size 6X, and a 6X fits a waist of 73 to 78 inches, hips of 83 to 88 inches. And, we have two different styles because recognizing that there's people of different heights. And so that's why we incorporated the two styles. And if you look at the size chart, you can see that. And you can see this model that's wearing them in the slide. She's 5'11", and she is wearing the long short.
And do you know what size it is in the long?
She's in a 1X.
In a 1X. And so I want people to be clear that the S and the L on the product number, the 614, does not refer to small and large. It refers to short and long for how long the legs are. Mm-hmm. So as Phyllis said, it goes all the way up to a 6X. So there will likely be a size that fits you if you would like to use this wonderful 20% off opportunity on this product. And, when we chatted before, Phyllis, you were talking about the waist measure. And can you talk a little bit about, how when you're trying to figure out what size, what do we do if you're not fitting into the waist measure?
So what we tell people is to don't really focus on the waist. I mean, because I know lots of times women with lipedema have smaller waists than their hips. I mean, much smaller waists than their hips. And we tell people to go by the hip measurement because that waist will adjust and you don't want it to be tight. You don't want it to be tight anyway. So always go by the hip measurement. And the other goal is I show you this lady's measurements, this model, when you go in and you look at our website or the catalog or the size chart. I give you her measurements and then tell you what she's wearing. So she has a hip measurement of 59 inches and she's wearing the 1X.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, and also, if I would tell everybody that if they want to use this discount and order these products, but you're not sure what size to fit in, of course, we have the contact information. We have that toll-free number that you call, and you can talk to someone at Wareease and tell them what your measurements are, and then they can help you choose the right size for you. So you're not left to just guess. We'll make sure that you get the correct size.
And one other thing, if you want something longer, there's another style, 615, and that's basically the same garment as the shorts we just talked about, but it is actually 6 inches longer. So it's a capri, and yes. it goes up to a 4X.
Okay, yes. And I think on that slide, Gail, if you want to pull that one up again, you can see pictured on there the capris on the right and then the shorts on the left. And correct me if I'm wrong, Phyllis, these products can be worn in a pool?
Yes, yeah. Chlorine is hard on them, but they are SPF protection in the fabric. And this fabric has been used for swimwear.
I've had lots of comments that I've seen posted about people are wondering, I want to get in the pool. It's a great place to exercise, but I feel like I need something more coverage and something a little bit more containment before I feel comfortable doing that. And so I would highly suggest this is a nice option for something that people, if you're looking for swimwear, check out these products.
Yeah, and like I say, they protect you from the sun. Just that if you get in a pool with chlorine, you'll want to wash them afterwards
Yes.
to get all the chlorine out.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Phyllis, for joining me today. It's wonderful to hear about your products. And I mean, like I say, I love them. So I always want more people to know about these products. We are so grateful for your support of our Heart to Heart event. And we're looking forward to seeing everybody there. Hopefully you'll be joining us. There's a link below. You can find out more. And once again, Phyllis, thanks for being here today.
Thanks, Liz, and thanks for all your hard work.